tour games, particularly these tournaments. And I think you and I both know from playing even just in local ones before, when you've been gaming non-stop for a day, 2 days, it's tiring. You know, you start to lose focus, you fatigue, and so they're just going to need to have to pick themselves up off the back of that. They get another chance now with Slayer on Streets.
Absolutely, and just admiring the view here. Street's such a beautiful map, and we got that spanker there, and we saw a spanking in that first game, 5-0, and a comeback story could be coming up. Slayer, it's going to be a bloodbath. And Hoots, I mean, what's your predictions for this next one?
Look, I think it is going to be hard to look past IDOLIZE with the fact they did outslay and everything on that objective game before. But like I said, you never know. With that distraction of the objective gone, we could see something completely different. We're kicking off here with Flex, who was obviously our main Slayer from last game. It's probably a good idea to stick with him in a Slayer game at the start. Unfortunately taken down with grenades. But these rockets still haven't been picked up yet. And it looks like Carbon's actually going to make a move to pick them up. And I think we have Pandora who might have grabbed them. So he's actually picked up a quick double at the start with those rockets, putting them to work, which is exactly what they're there for. And he's going to start moving in. But very, very good, what I call trigger discipline there in terms of not shooting the rocket at close range and killing himself, using the back whack and then chucking another rocket. Unfortunately, didn't connect, but good start from him.
Yeah, it's exactly what I was talking about before. Pandora, just a dependable player, and the trigger discipline, you said it perfectly. Now on board with Wrath City, who had quite a big game himself, you know, and he even had time for a little bit of teabagging too, which is something you love to see in a Halo game. I'm glad that it's back. Scoreline very even at the moment. We're still just warming up, and we are looking to Carbon to put up a bit of a higher fight here. Wrath City smelling some blood. Couple of players there. Bandura, you know, twerking on the ground there, desperately trying to stay alive. And Chef getting the nice clean up there.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a good effort to stay like that. 2 players in front of him. Sometimes you just got to figure out, make that snap decision. Who is there? Is one person have their shields popped and you can actually get a quick kill before going on to the other guy. Unfortunately, wasn't able to make anything of it then. But you know, this is similar to the last series we saw, where BBR was able to hang in quite a bit at the start. But I think you said yourself, Justin, that you don't really start to pay attention to Slayer games until around the 30 kill mark. But at this stage, it's good to see that both teams are really hanging with each other here. And, you know, as we said, there doesn't seem to be a real strong setup on this map. It's more just about the way you move around and listening to your team's call-outs as you start trying to fold in on 1 or 2 players isolated. These rockets coming up in about 10 seconds, so it's going to be a bit of a rush to start to set up and get ready for these rockets. As we can see here, Square, I think he's going to have a pretty clear run at it with Pandora backing off weak now. He's actually going to decide to not go for them, it looks like. Instead, gets a very nice kill on Chef. I think he's leaving the rockets to one of his teammates, so he's just going to get those shields back and they'll try and make something with these rockets.
Yeah, it looks like they are setting up. They've got to grab that power weapon soon, and that Spanker, just so powerful on this map. There is just so many walls and roofs and little nooks and crannies that you can launch those rockets into. It really leans into just how powerful this weapon is. You only have 2 rockets to play with, but you know, you only need those 2 rockets to create a collapse. And there we go, Wrath City using both of those rockets to full effect. Double kill for him, throwing nades, cutting off the angles, and he's twitching around the map, trying to find, where's that third player? Where's that third player? I bet you I'm on stream. Doesn't get the triple kill, but he does get the trade as well. Really performing through his squad. And, you know, Wrath City, he's here to play, Hoots.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd be interested to see 0 assists again, so it's good to see that he's sticking with that. But they're really starting to make a bit of a move now. So they're up by 7. They're clearly starting to flow those power weapons. They make a massive difference. That's 2 free kills effectively if you can use those rockets semi-effectively. And so to be able to have that, then you're easily able to pick up those other two players who are now all of a sudden 2 people down. Obviously, we said before, Halo's a massive team game. Team shots is a massive part of competitive Halo, and so when you have less people on the battlefield, it's less fire that's able to be put on the enemy team.
Wrath City with more of that body disrespect, and the scoreline is still kind of close, but it's getting to that pointy end where, you know, they're top of the bell curve at the moment, and the slope is steep and fast. So Carbon, they really need to get things going, otherwise they're going to be out. This is losers bracket. They're out and gone after this one, so I'd like to see them clean things up. And I love a comeback story. They're 11 kills down now. Hoots, can they do it?
Look, I'm never going to say never, but it's certainly going to be a challenge. I mean, you can see, you know, Godzi and Pandora, they're holding their own with 8 kills each, but unfortunately Chef and Grand Last Shadow just aren't able to get much happening right now. These rockets in the hands of Flex again. I doubt we're going to see many assists coming from them, as you would just get a few direct kills, but he's taken down. Got one kill out of that, didn't get both, but the other important thing is he didn't put the rockets in the hands of the other team, which is just as important sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. You just got to use them straight away, which is why you'll see a lot of players, they'll just launch 2 rockets. If they don't get the kill, they won't switch to their battle rifle for the cleanup sometimes if they're under pressure. They'll just launch both so they're not on the receiving end if they do lose them. Ninjistics with another kill on the board. He's got, 9 and 9, so he's about to top into that double-digit assist. So really working with his team, just melting with that Sentinel beam. Effective on the Flood and effective on Spartans Hoops.
I mean, we've seen effectively, I think we were around 15 apiece at the start of the game. So if you look at that alone, we've seen roughly a 25 or so kill run for IDOLIZE compared to Carbon only putting on about 10. So they've really been able to pull away with this. They're racing to the end. This Sentinel beam is love the effect seeing when you get a kill with that. It's not really a gun we typically see in competitive Halo, but now that it's in there, I'm enjoying watching it, definitely.
Yeah, well, as they say, beaming with the Sentinel beam, now on board with Flex Reigns, and not racking up a lot of assists like the previous game, but, plenty of kills so far, and he's got that Bulldog ready to bite some ankles with it. Finding Pandora, put some shots on there, easy kill for him. Shields are flashing him, and you see, his shields are flashing, but he's still trying to help out his team there, throwing some nades in some angles there. He's got the Bullfrog patiently waiting there in his little kennel, ready to bite anyone that comes in, Hoots.
Man, he's just feeding. he's so opportunistic, just picking up all these kills. You can see only 2 assists. It means that most of the work he's doing, he's finishing everything. And there you go, last kill. So that's going to be a 50-32 win for IDOLIZE. They go through 2-0 in this series. But I think that is something we definitely need to talk about, is Flex. And it can make it seem like that he's not a team player, which is completely unfair. It could just be that, individually he's winning all his kills and he doesn't need a teammate to come in and help him. It's pretty impressive. But Josh, another 2-0 series there. They couldn't have been more impressive than IDOLIZE.
I think he was just flexing on him there, Hoot. I had to do it. I had to come in with a dad joke. Come on, man. I'm dying of arthritis here. But no, what a series. And unfortunately, we do say goodbye to Carbon in this tournament. As we look at some of the stats here, boys, you called it really, really well. It was a great performance all around. Flex with that 15 kills. We did see, of course, Square hot on his heels at 14. On the opposing side, again, relatively even. We saw their Chef kind of struggling to get